Enola Gay's mission starts from Tinian in the Marianas. The crew has had their final briefing on weather and air-sea rescue. Only yesterday they have been told of the true power of the weapon they are to carry. At 2:45 in the morning, August 6, 1945, Colonel Tibbets takes the Enola Gay down the runway into the air, beginning the 6.5-hour flight to Japan. Over Iwo Jima, they begin the slow climb to bombing altitude. At 8:15, a weather plane reports from Hiroshima that conditions are good. 2/10 lower and middle, and 2/10 at 15,000 feet. As they approach the target area, the weapon is checked for the last time. At 9:11, 31,000 feet over Hiroshima, the Enola Gay begins the bomb run. At 9:15, the bomb is dropped. The aircraft banks away at high speed.
August 6, 1945. The day a new era dawned at Hiroshima in the light of an atomic bomb. In the 10 seconds that shook the world.
The atomic bomb, codenamed Little Boy, was the first nuclear weapon dropped on humans. It was an attack during World War II, and there was no warning given. Carried by a B-29 warplane, the bomb was dropped from about 31,000 feet and fell for 43 seconds. It exploded about 1,900 feet off the ground. Inside the bomb, a controlled explosion created with high explosives propelled a subcritical mass of uranium-235 down a long tube, similar to the barrel of a gun, where it collided with a second subcritical mass of uranium-235. The collision triggered a nuclear fission chain reaction, which detonated the bomb. It detonated with the same force as 15,000 tons of TNT, forming a mushroom cloud about 60,000 feet tall and releasing radiation into the air. The explosion resulted in a flash of blinding light, followed by intense heat, killing an estimated 80,000 people instantly and destroying nearly every building within 1 mile of the epicenter. Fires caused by the explosion's intense heat lasted for days, destroying more than a 4 square mile area from the epicenter. Over 50% of the people that were killed died of burns. Many of those that weren't killed by the flash burn, blast, or fire died of radiation poisoning. Others were trapped in rubble, and thousands were injured. The health effects, including cancer and birth defects, have been felt for generations.
I saw an aircraft, like a tiny silver drop, entering the sky above Hiroshima.
it took about 45 seconds from the time the bomb left the airplane until it exploded. And I think there wasn't a man in the airplane that wasn't either timing it with his watch or counting or doing something. I was sure the bomb was a dud. I was sure it wasn't going to work.
After falling for 43 seconds, the time and barometric triggers started the firing mechanism. A uranium bullet fired down a barrel into a uranium target. Together, they started a nuclear chain reaction. Solid matter began to come apart, releasing untold quantities of energy.
Another atomic bomb, made with plutonium, was dropped on Nagasaki. 3 days later, another atomic bomb, made with plutonium, was dropped on Nagasaki, killing at least 74,000 people.
Three days after the Hiroshima bomb, despite all the destruction, Japan still hadn't surrendered. A second bomb was made ready, and Truman issued another warning.
The world will note that the first atomic bomb was dropped on Hiroshima, a military base. If Japan does not surrender, bombs will have to be dropped on war industries. I urge Japanese civilians to leave industrial cities immediately and save themselves from destruction. I realize the tragic significance of the atomic bomb. Having found the atomic bomb, we have used it. We have used it against those who attack us without warning at Pearl Harbor, against those who have starved and beaten and executed American prisoners of war, against those who have abandoned all pretense of obeying international laws of warfare. We have used it in order to shorten the agony of war, in order to save the lives of thousands and thousands of young Americans.
The second bomb was intended for the city of Kokura, but it was too cloudy, so the plane moved on to Nagasaki. Desperately short of fuel, the crew released the bomb despite more clouds. The bomb missed the aiming point and fell into a valley. This time there was no firestorm, but even so, more than 50,000 people were killed. The Supreme War Direction Council in Tokyo was meeting on the same day. By now, the Russians had declared war on Japan. Then came the news from Nagasaki.
天皇と国宝上の地位を変更しないことのみを条件としたい。私も同意見である。すぐにでもアメリカに連絡を取って我々の真意を明らかにしなければならないね。待て。事態は何も変わっていない。つまり国体の文字に加えて保障占領区域の制限、武装解除と戦犯処置は日本人の手に任せること。この4つの条件なしでは譲れない。そのような条件を出して決裂したらどうするのか。最後の一戦を交えるのみ。今の300万の将兵が義務の命ずる以上の戦闘を続けている。5000キロ特攻隊が敵の九州上陸を阻むべく士気を上げている。敵の上陸第一陣を打ち倒すため全軍を投入すればその後が続かん。たった4日で2つの原子爆弾、2つの都市が一瞬にして消えたのだぞ。次は東京かもしれない。それが原爆かどうかは調査の結果を待たねばならん。その爆弾が今ここに落ちた。天皇ご一家も無事ではおられない。町は混乱し予想しえない。降伏より真に戦って散る方を選ぶ。
Then Prime Minister Suzuki did something unheard of. He asked the Emperor to break the deadlock and make a decision. Emperor Hirohito told them he wanted to end the suffering and bear the unbearable. 4 days later, radical soldiers attempted a coup to prevent the surrender. They failed. At dawn, on the day that Emperor Hirohito was to broadcast an announcement to the Japanese people that the war was over, General Anami prepared to end his life in the time-honored tradition of seppuku. His suicide note read, "My death is my apology for my great crime."